this is gonna be a strategy video about Hive and like PvP and stuff like that on like Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So I'm gonna talk about strategies, like every strategy that you can do and ways to counter that strategy if someone else uses it against you. And I have like made a list of everything that is a strategy that is useful in the PvP. Okay, so the first strategy is trap methods. Trap methods are usually used against enemies that out armor you or out PvP you. So the first trap is actually the most simple trap. And when you think trap, right, normal people will be like, trap, so it's the block trap, right? Well, block traps are, using blocks to block the person. Like for example, this trap I'm building right now, this is like, to make the block trap, you just do this. And when the guy goes here and jumps, you go here and place it. So when he jumps straight into the void, like that. But this is a pretty decent block trap. But then, it's pretty bad since the enemy could just not jump into it and place a block where the hole is and just block the whole trap up. And it's very obvious to the enemy. Okay, so I'm teaching two traps that I mainly use. They're both incredibly useful, and you see it like in most of my videos. The trap is basically like this. It's a elevated block above the block that you're standing on, and two block gaps into the void. And the trap works by when the guy jumps onto you, while he's in the air, he's easy to combo. You can just flick up and just like punch him off to the side. That's why you don't hit him straight on like this and punch him like that. You do this, he will go forwards. Like when he jumps, you punch him back onto the bridge, and we don't want that. You need to make sure when he jumps, time it so perfectly, is in between the two blocks, and you punch him diagonally into the void. That's the first trap. And also, next, the most important thing in Hive, in my opinion, is using the void, because the void is the best weapon to use. It one-shots anyone that gets close to it. So LZR abuse this technique and destroy that full diamond armor dudes while you have like a no armor in a fist, and you can just punch him off. I did this multiple times actually with like diamond armor dudes and just bullying them with this trap. It's very fun. Okay, yeah, so like when you jump, you get knocked, then you get like the enemy gets flew to the side here and falls into the void. That's the main thing. There should be a clip like right now on the screen. Yeah, there. Okay, then the second trap is when, this trap can also be built like this. Like this is a normal bridge, right? From this is your base, or this is the platform you're standing on, and that's the enemy's platform. The trap can be just breaking two blocks, placing a block on top, and breaking a block underneath it. So it's a diagonal thing like here. This is so that when the enemy jumps, and if he's pro enough and realizes that there's a hole here, he cannot clutch on this block, because like you can just jump and then just like do that, and we don't want that. So just break the block underneath there, and then so that prevents him from clutching on the side. I did this in like a game before with a pro, and I just comboed him off. Okay, so this is the basic one. There's another one, which is the second plan, the plan B, when your first trap has been exposed. First trap like this, right? If this has been exposed, like they know that you're punching off, and they're gonna finish the build and stuff like that, so they can cross. What you can do is you can just like go here, place a block here, and extend it over like here. And then if you want, so your teammates can cross, you can place a block here, and then like, you know, the islands are here, you can cross over. But I don't recommend this route. This is very annoying to deal with because it gives an extra space, so you kind of walk over here. So make sure you're facing towards the void when you do this trap. The enemies will just come on here, over here, and try to hit you. But from this angle, you can hit them first before they hit you because of the block range. Because you hit people from your head, so you can just punch their feet from here and knock them into the void. I have a clip, I don't know if I deleted this or not, of 5 guys running over here and just a whole train running onto the trap and me knocking all of them off at the same time. That's the most impressive thing. And if you want, when they go across, you can place the block here, so they get blocked by the block, and then you can just punch them off right here. But then the back of them will know what you're doing. Also, if they start placing blocks on the bridge like this to try to block you from punching, place a block here and jump here and knock them off. That's also a very good tactic to counter stuff. And now to the way of countering this trap. If you see someone doing this, like when you're opposite side, like here, let me just extend this out. What you do, you could just step aside and not make a bridge straight up. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, put 4 blocks up and then just start building over. And this basically counters this thing right here, like the trap they set up here. It just straight counters it, because what they're gonna do, make a trap up here. I mean, it's possible, and if they manage to hit you from this distance, you might as well just report them for hacks, mate. If you want, you can go higher though, but then I won't recommend, since you take more fall damage and you want to minimize that. Since if you fall from like that height just now, like here, and you get hit by a diamond armor, like diamond sword guy, you're basically dead. Fall damage and someone hits you, you're basically dead, like on like 3 hearts or something like that. So that's a way to counter this trap. Yeah. Also, a good way to counter like most pros in the game, because most pros, what they do is they jump bridge. Jump bridge is basically doing this and crossing a small portion of the island. And what you could do is to counter jump bridging. When they jump and at their last jump onto the island, you can use this as a trap and punch them off at the last second, which just fall, and when they fall onto the void. That's what I call jump bridge cancelling. They just cancel their jump bridge, and then when they jump from here, just knock them off, and then they die. If you can't tell, I'm very bad at PvP, so this doesn't require any skill at all. You don't need high CPS, you just need good timing to time your hits. Yeah, and that's the first strategy of just making traps. And then the second strategy is game sense. You need good game sense to really play Treasure Wars, because if you don't have game sense and just rely on PvP, you're just gonna die. Yeah. So game sense, the game sense tip, I guess, is to cut corners and chase after enemies or run away faster. Just use the surroundings, like if you're chasing an enemy, jump from here to get a faster speed to chase against them. Yeah, and if you see any trapdoors, feel free to use them as well, because they do give you an advantage at running faster because of the jumping thingy. Like if you see like a trapdoors here, like that, and like a wall here, you could just jump here and just like follow them, and it's way faster. Also, a thing where most people just fail at is running and placing blocks underneath them. A lot of people, they just spam blocks like this, and it's a waste of blocks. Plus, the enemy could just run on his blocks to chase after you, which is very, very bad. Okay, so to make this a better version, you just run and time it perfectly and only where you stand, like this. Don't spam it everywhere like this. It's a waste of blocks. And yeah, this is if you chase people, make sure you just use their blocks, or you just sidestep to the side and chase them like this, so you don't get blocked and stopped by their blocks. So yeah, and another tip, good like running and stuff, is don't stop your momentum of running, because if you do, your speed lowers and then you are unable to catch them. Like if you spam block like this, right, and if you get stuck and gets like hit, like you hit the block, your momentum stops and then you run slower, and they can have a chance to hit you like once or something. Yeah, so I don't recommend like spamming blocks. That's the reason. Just time it perfectly so you don't lose any blocks and you run faster. And there's an advantage to this thing too. So if the enemy jumps and fails the first jump like here, if he fails here, he has to jump up again, which like really decreases his speed and stuff. Yeah, which like really slows him down. And I do not recommend, while like doing this thing, you turn back and place like a blocks like that. That does not help at all, because if you place it in the fashion where it's like a staircase, the enemy could just step on here and then just run faster, which is not ideal. And if it's a bridge, just place a 2x2 wall, like this is the bridge, right? Just place like a 2x2 wall, something like that, and then you keep running. So they actually have a for this one, if they're far behind, they can just place a block here and jump over it too. But then if they're not that good, they will just place a block here and stop their momentum and go up. And this is where the good part comes. If the guy places a block like here and jump, and you have to either like place a block and like go retreat and stuff, or like, you know, when you're running back to the area that you're supposed to be, just do a neo to go over it and stuff. So you gotta train parkour as well. Yeah, and then make sure you just keep your momentum when running to like help the momentum. Like for example, this is a staircase, right? Let me just kill this thing, right? So keep your momentum. You don't have to just go here and stop your momentum. It's very bad. You do like you place 2, you place 1, and you still just like run up. But you have to time it perfectly though. I don't even have it down yet. Like you have to make it so the staircase is like easier to save your momentum. Also, you have your momentum, you can unpress your shift button to make you go slow a bit, but still keeping most of the momentum running, so to get faster and stuff. Also, make sure to hold blocks in your hand when you're running, so you could just do this and then you just run faster or get like a high ground advantage like that. And if you want, you could just like place 2 blocks. So if there's like a thing like this and you're running, it's too early, place 2 blocks and then keep running. So make sure you have good aim. A good place to train your aim isn't like aim trainer and stuff. It's on Osu, because you do a lot of flicks there, and maybe play CSGO, and maybe Valorant as well. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna talk about solo maps and stuff. First of all, I'm not that good at solos because I mainly play duos and mega. So make sure you look at like someone else's video to, you know, get some tips and stuff. But I'm gonna still give some of my opinion and tips and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the layout of the solos map. So this is solos map. This is the emerald generator, and then there's side generators as well. Like these are diamond gens, and then there's some other stuff. Okay, so from here, let me just get this, and then let me get red. So I'm gonna mark out each, and this is the player spawning. Player spawns, and then diamond generators. Let me make this smaller actually. Diamond gen on every single one like this, and then emerald generator like here. Okay, so let me just make this bigger. I think. Wait, no, hold up. Make this bigger so you can easily see. Okay, so let me just show something real quick. This here, this thing is you. This small boy is you. Okay. And then for bridges, I'll be using yellow. So the first thing you do in solos is you get 5 gold, and then you cover the front part of the base. Yellow is like blocks and stuff, by the way. You cover your treasure in one layer. While you're doing this, the enemy's probably gonna rush to the diamond gen from their island. And when you're doing this, try to save up for a sword. And when you see them rushing in, you should try to punch them off and make a trap here. Make a trap at your front of your base, and then try to trap them there, right there and there. Try to kill them. If you do kill them, usually they don't cover their base, so you just rush towards with their bridge, and then break their bed and treasure and stuff. Yeah, and then if you do succeed, make sure you place a blockade over here on their part of the bridge, so they cannot jump across to your island. And also make sure you place a 3 block. For example, this is a bridge, right? This is a bridge. You place 2 block, they can do a neo and go over it. But then if you place 3 block like here, they can't do a neo. But then like they have to be facing in this direction though. Like they have to be here and you have to be here. Make a bracket like this, so you can go over, but he cannot go over. Since he cannot do a neo unless he breaks the blocks. So yeah. And after you kill them, get your generator to level 2 to make it easier for you to grind chainmail. And speaking of chainmail, after you get level 2 gen, get chainmail. After you get chainmail, I recommend you to go to mid. Go from your base, your base to diamond gen to mid. From mid, you rush the other bases. And which other base you should rush depends on who is beside you. So this is 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, 4 sections. So if you wanna rush, make sure to rush the base beside you, either from either side rushing, or rushing from the side here to their base. You can also rush from here to there. So this prevent them rushing you first. This is preventing you from side rushing you first. If you do all of these, make sure when you're at their base, from either this bridge here, let me just make a Reddit, from this bridge here or this bridge here, make sure you make a barricade on like each few blocks right there, so they cannot cross it. Or if you die, they can't rush back. They can, but then it's slower, so you have more time to get a sword and maybe chainmail even to rush them. Yeah. Also, I don't recommend building up at early game, since you fall and you die of fall damage. Yeah, and that's also another thing I forgot. If someone's jump bridging to you or at you, make sure to cancel their jump bridge and then just knock them off when they're mid jump. So they just die and you can rush on their bridge to kill their treasure. Easy. Also, I also recommend you not getting level 3 generator, since you don't really need it in solos. You only need it in trios, squads, and mega. Even duos, you don't even need level 3 gen. It's pretty much useless, because you're gonna get that anyway, because you just keep killing people and stuff. And I also recommend playing defense first for the few start minutes of the match after you kill your opponent after you kill this opponent, and then afterwards you play offense, because you know, you have to kill everyone else. It's treasure wars. It's not like skyblock and stuff. So you have to if you play defense and cover your bed. If you play defense and cover your bed, the enemy that is last left alive will probably get diamond armor and the block breaker and break your defense in under 5 seconds, because it takes 3 to blow up and 1 to break. And it takes 3 to blow the thing up, 1 to break the maybe extra layer, and the last one to punch the bed. So yeah, just don't play defense at like solos afterwards. Play defense at the start of the match, that's fine. Offense afterwards, it's better. So this is the first strategy for solo treasure wars. And this is the duo map, and I'm gonna teach you most of the strategies here. So the first strat is this varies if you have a teammate or not, or you don't have a teammate, or you have a person you play with on like a VC or something. So normally it's the same. Get 5 gold, cover your base, your treasure, and then rush diamond gen. Never side rush, because if you side rush and fail, they will break your bed. So you have to rush the diamond gen. Collect diamonds, get level 2 generator. And then if you have a friend or a teammate, message them to tell them to get a sword first after you get your blocks. Or if you're solo, just get a sword yourself, and then this will prevent them from side rushing. I mean, they do side rush, but then you can have a sword to kill them, and it's easier. You can kill them with a sword, and then, you know, make a trap as well. Because if they do dodge the trap, you can kill them with a sword. If they don't, you knock them off. Right, easy. And after you kill them, you can either use their blocks if they get them, or you get your own blocks and rush from diamond gen. Never side rush. Or if they already have a bridge, they're built, you can side rush, but then don't recommend it. If they don't, you just build over to the base and kill them. After you kill them, grind for chainmail armor. And if you don't, and just after you're grinding for chainmail, you do the same thing as solos and rush from the side. No, wait, hold up. You rush to mid and then kill the bases beside you. Don't rush, don't side rush, do not, because it's diagonal. You're either gonna lose a ton of blocks, or the enemy's gonna spot you first, because it's slower to side rush from the side than from the straight, like solos. So just go from mid and go to that base like here. By the way, this is you. This thing is you. And then you have to go from mid, because sides, you have to do L-shaped maneuvers like this, which people can just spot you easily, and like either use a snowball or bow to knock you off when you're building the bridge. So after you rush these, you slowly rush. It's the same thing, defense at the start, offense afterwards, and that's how you play duos and stuff. And you never get the materials on the way, and then when you reach the enemy base, put them all in the chest and then kill them and stuff. And then kill them, make sure the materials are safe, so you can just go back to base, get better armor and better sword, and yeah. Duo strat. Also, same thing as last time, make sure you make barricades so they don't cross and go away easy. Or you can just not use a barricade and use what LZR Lunar does. It makes a staircase upwards with blocks, so it makes it harder for enemy to go onto the thingy, or they have to make their own bridge from the side. This is what he does, but then the bad part about it is you cannot get back to the base yourself, and you take fall damage when you jump off. Yeah, he does this. So if you want, you can do that, but then you have to learn how to butterfly bridge upwards diagonally. This is duos. Yeah, and you can either rush if your teammate or you have a friend with you. You can either rush together or split up. What me and LZR Lunar does, we split. So he goes here, I go here. So and then we take 2 teams out, and then the last guy is just like gonna be left with 1 person. So and then we both rush to the same base. Or if you're 2 alive, just rush here and then split it again. Yeah, so that's basically it. Now, okay, this is the layout of Mega. So for this thing, you either can play both offense or defense. It's fine because it's Mega. I play defense because it's way better than offense. Offense, if you're playing against players that are actually good, offense not gonna work. Defense is gonna work though. So defense is actually better than playing offense. But defense is more like one player playing defense than anything else. So now I'm gonna talk about offense first because it's the most exciting thing to do. For offense, you get a sword and another teammate gets blocks. So you rush diamond gen, don't collect diamonds, and rush the emerald gen, don't collect emeralds. Rush over here, don't collect diamonds as well. Rush over here to their main base across from diamond gen. No, from your island to emerald gen to their base. And from their base, you can, when you're running towards the big treasure, make your face towards the big treasure and your back facing the side islands, because like the side treasures, and then you punch the mega bed, which sends you flying backwards, which gives you a quick boost towards the side treasures, so you can rush faster. And this only works if you're in a map which is like connect from the sides, like both Sakura and Titan, which has like bridges connecting to them from the main island to the side treasures. And this doesn't work if the maps are like Castle and the Sand Dunes Island. It's like the red sand thingy where they're not connected. So that doesn't work here. And if you do pull this off, successfully pull this off and like punch it and move towards the bed, and this is like connected, you can break it easily. Yeah, and if it's not connected, you can start off a jump bridge while flying as well, but that's very extremely hard. I can't even do that. I've seen one guy do it, but then he was like, he punched, instantly starts jump bridging and just gives a boost and just like flies across and makes it to the side island. But that's like a very long time ago though. So once the bed go flying, break the side islands, just mark your X. After you break it, there's 2 ways that you can break the second bed. The first way is break it yourself, or your teammate will help you break it. I usually teammate help you break it, but if you're alone, you can do 2 ways. First way is run back and do the tactic again of punching the mega treasure and boosting yourself. Or the second way, which gives you an intimidation buff, and do a trap, and like people fear you. They do a trap either on their diamond gen to their dead side treasure island, or through like other places which is near here. And then you make a trap over here and over here, and you stand here. So when they jump, you punch them off, and make sure you use the extended trap where I killed with like 5 guys, like where I killed 5 guys with it. So you punch them off, they fear you, and you're the most like threatening player in the whole match. And you can use that as an advantage as well, because you can use it as bait, and afterwards you'll be way easier to like kill people because they focus on you, they don't focus on your teamates. So a teammate can just go for the bed destruction while you run. And then afterwards, you can either rush straight on there and来进来。后来没有，你给钱过去没有了？ Okay. And then after you trap them, you can continue running over it and break their other side island treasure, and finally just break their big treasure, and then you're good. Kill everyone else and then you win. That's offensive playstyle. But if you want to play defensive, you can use my style of playing it. I play defensive. It's way easier, bro. It's way fun. It's way more fun to play defensive. So for defensive, your teammates will probably rush forwards the enemy base. My playstyle is you rush with teammates, but you rush with a sword. So you rush to the Emerald Gen, and then use their bridge they're probably already built, or you build your own. Make a trap on these red dots here. So you trap them and make a blockade so they cannot go out of their spawn and get better gear, while your teammates behind you can probably get better gear with like diamond armor, iron armor, and better swords, and maybe a bow and stuff. And I have one teammate like in a VC with me. He just helped me collect multiple iron and emeralds and give me armor, and just like comes back to check on me and gives me gear while he goes back and defend. That's a very good plan of action to do, because they all focus on you on the trap. They usually don't go from the side islands from here, right? They don't go from there. They focus all on you because you're threatening their base by trapping them and actively killing players, right? So they're basically getting stuck in their own base, while your teammates can go in and rush and cause more damage, which is really helpful. And then yeah, also if they manage to push through and kill their defense, afterwards when you're alone and stuff, or your bed is destruction and gone, you should go to the side islands, like these few side islands here. I recommend going to a diamond gen actually, then you can get diamonds and you can have like a big area to trap with. You can have 3 traps, actually no, we can have more. Then you can just at least pull off a couple of kills before you like die. There's too many players. I actually have won a match by being alone and trapping people. They all died and they all left. Actually no, they didn't left. I waited until elimination, like the bed destruction, like everyone's bed is gone, and then I camp in one island. They all full diamond, full iron, while I'm chainmail, mix trap. Everyone dies. Everyone died. Everyone went and fell and died. So that's a good way to win, but then it doesn't happen that often though. Only happens with bad enemies. So that's the few tactics I use in Treasure Wars Mega, and that's it. Like that's it for today, and hope you train with this stuff in like a good place to train with, and make sure you know how to use them in the future, how to counter them. Countering, I don't really know how to counter these, because the tactic I use, I haven't really found someone that can counter them. So yeah, hope you can learn these tactics and use them in your normal games. So okay, bye, have a nice day.